Today, we're going to talk about consistency as a powerful way to build self-confidence and establish trust with your audience. Because building trust is challenging. Whether we're trying to attract new clients, grow our audience, or establish ourselves as an authority in our field, that element of trust is absolutely fundamental to success. But here's the thing. Most of us find it much easier to believe in ourselves silently behind our desk than to put our unique perspective out there for the world to see. We hesitate to truly put a stake in the ground and present ourselves because, well, it makes us vulnerable. We worry that we're not credible enough. We question whether people will actually value what we have to say or learn from our experiences. I certainly know I've felt that way in the past, and sometimes I still do. There's this persistent voice telling us that we need to conform to certain ways of doing things, follow trends, stick to best practices, and communicate in ways that match what others are doing. Because that's what people expect, right? Not only that, but it's genuinely easier to do what others do rather than craft your own path. Monkey see, monkey do. It takes far less effort. But I think the biggest barrier is that fear of being seen as someone who isn't credible enough when you communicate your perspectives. That fear of judgment or failure that keeps us from sharing our unique expertise. But here's what I want to instill in you. If you've dedicated yourself to your craft for 5, 10, 15, or 20 years, if you've worked hard, learned valuable lessons, experienced successes and failures, you absolutely have the unique perspective and expertise worth sharing. It might just be buried beneath layers of fear of judgment, fear of failure, and often fear of starting something you won't be able to maintain consistently. And this is actually a huge one. This one held me back for a long time. Many of us hesitate because we don't want to commit to something we might hate in a week or a month, 2 months in. Before you know it, there are expectations around what you're communicating, and you've grown to hate the process. But here's the critical insight. If you want to establish trust with your desired audience, you must show up and be consistent. Consistency is how you build bonds of trust with people who don't know you yet. And by showing up consistently, they begin to understand how you think, the value that you provide, your unique perspectives, your experience, and ultimately, how you can help them. And as service providers with deep expertise, that's what we do. We help others using our specialized knowledge in whatever niche we're in. If you're a personal trainer, you have expertise around muscle building, nutrition, cardio, strength training, and how to bring it all together. Every industry has its own deep well of niche-specific knowledge that's incredibly valuable to others. But to establish trust with strangers, you need to feel comfortable putting yourself out there consistently enough for them to determine if you're someone they can trust. The key is consistency of output. But to be consistent, you need to work within a defined framework that you can maintain over a long period of time. This brings us back to that fear of selecting something too complicated that requires too much effort, where you give up after 2 weeks. We've all seen people who go through these sprints where they put themselves out there, put out tons of content, promote themselves heavily, and then just stop. This start-stop pattern is actually incredibly common. I've done it myself many times in the past. The difference now is that I've clearly defined a limited format for my content. These videos are my primary tool for building trust with my audience. I've built a system that enables me to create them consistently every day. And I genuinely enjoy the process. Not only that, but I learn something each time I create content. I improve my on-camera delivery, little bit by little bit. I gain insights about my customers' pain points. I discover more about myself and my expertise as I explore topics and uncover my unique perspectives. All of this happens within the container of creating videos. It's both a constructive and focused process with a well-supported system that allows me to show up daily. And this benefits my audience, but it also benefits me because I'm building a brand and establishing trust with people I've yet to meet. And over time, with enough consistency and enough content, that bond of trust grows stronger. And that nagging voice questioning whether you're credible enough to be taken seriously, yeah, we've all got it. It doesn't matter if you're new to your field or you're a 30-year veteran. That voice is always there. Sometimes quiet and in the background, and others loud and demanding attention. But one of the most powerful ways to silence it is through action. Pick something you know, something you can do consistently over a long period of time, something that benefits both you and your audience. If you can do this, you'll start to reap the rewards of consistency, that compounding interest that builds over time. It's through consistent action that you begin to believe in your own credibility. Because real progress happens not in thinking, but in doing. So don't overthink it. Choose a simple process and format that allows you to learn and grow while providing value to your audience. Take all that experience and expertise and put it out there consistently so others can better understand who you are, what you do, how you think, and the value that you provide. Then they can decide for themselves if you're credible enough. And I promise, if you maintain consistency over time, you will establish that bond of trust. Your self-belief will increase with every piece of content you create, and your audience belief in you will grow as well. The most effective way to build this trust is to simply be yourself. Trust your experience and expertise. Don't try to conform to what you think the world wants. Put yourself out there consistently, and both you and your audience will reap the rewards. So, to recap what we've covered. 1, we all struggle with feeling credible enough to share our expertise. 2, consistent content creation is a powerful way to build trust with your audience. 3, choose a format you can maintain long-term without burning out. 4, authenticity is more valuable than conformity. And 5, through consistent action, both your self-belief and your audience's trust in you will grow. Remember, trust and self-confidence aren't built overnight. They're built through consistent, authentic communication over time. And as always, thank you for listening. If you found this topic valuable, leave a comment down below. If you know someone who could benefit from this video, share it with them. And if you're ready to turn your expertise into consistent brand-aligned content, visit remotebrand.com to discover how I can help.